What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. The Yankees fan base might actually start spontaneously combusting in the next few days if something doesn't change. Also, speaking of changing things, can you guys please stop booing Jose Altuve and Carlos Correa? It doesn't work. We had two Hall of Famers matching up for the first time since 2008. We had Kershaw versus Mad Max. That was a lot of fun. The Twins and the Marlins have been cooking lately, and honestly, they're building towards a crazy 2026 and beyond. We had a mini umpire in the Cardinals game, and he got to see Jordan Walker stay blistering hot. Walker might have finally arrived. And I hate to spoil who threw it and who hit it, but we might have seen the meatiest meatball in the history of baseball in the Red Sox and Padres game yesterday. We recap every baseball game almost every single day on this channel, so keep growing the game of baseball with me. Leave a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And don't forget to save yourself 20 bucks off all your tickets on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. And if you like daily fantasy sports, don't forget to use code Fuzzy when you download Underdog Fantasy for free pick'ems and up to $1,000 in bonus cash credit. Football's around the corner, so it's a lot of fun right now. We have a walk-off web gem coming up first. Wait, actually, hold up. There's something I do have to show before that, so this is first, really. Not this Brandon Lowe home run. That's cool and all, and we're showing it, but that's not what I'm talking about. Not this 31st home run for Junior Caminero to give Drew Rasmussen an extra run of support after Drew went 6 scoreless. I'm talking about the big dumper. Cal Raleigh, he just jumped on an off-speed pitch from Griffin Jax, the newcomer, and he launched a go-ahead 3-run home run for the lead. His 35th home run as a catcher on the season ties an American League record. He has 43 on the year in general. And Matt Brash, this dude's a dog. He had 3 strikeouts in the final frame to complete the save and a 5-game winning streak. Milwaukee's the only other team in baseball with a better win streak. And again, there was a walk-off web gem. So if you know how baseball works, you already know who won. The $700 million man belted out his 27th home run. That was Juan Soto. And that was Starling Marte. Marte is going to be a big piece in the walk-off web gem in a few seconds, so do not go anywhere. Oh no, Kodai Senga. He dropped a baseball. He's so mad at himself. Brice Turang, he took advantage and ambushed. He was first pitch hunting and he got it right. 425 feet to tie it. And if you aren't looking, please look, unless you're driving or you're in a Waymo or a robo-taxi. Then you could probably look. There was a walk to Joey Ortiz, a meeting on the mound to try and figure things out. Then Sal Frelick had a catcher's interference. So Kodai's in a heap of trouble. And then he walked William Contreras. So 2 errors, 2 walks. Brooks Raley is now in the game. Isaac Collins got hit by a pitch. The Brewers take a lead. Brandon Woodruff was disgusting after allowing those 2 home runs to Marte and Soto. He had 8 strikeouts over 7 innings. Now he's in line for the W, but Trevor McGill, he's imploding. He allowed a base hit. Perkins saved him. So McGill gets his 27th save on a walk-off web gem from Blake Perkins. You gotta love it. The Brewers, I think they've won, 3 or 4 games in a row? Your Milwaukee Brewers are 9-1 their last 10 games. They've won 7 in a row, and they are 71-44. They are 3 wins away from being 30 full games over 500. The Brewers lead baseball in wins by 4 full games now, 71 easily leads, but we know that the Tigers, they're a really good team, and they're almost unbeatable with Tarek Skubal on the bump, so maybe the gap tightens a little bit. Not so fast, says Gustavo Campero. Well, that was after Ohapi doubled in Rengifo. Torque-tators are back. Torkelson has 25 home runs on the season. And, Javier Báez swung at another baseball 3 feet outside. And he somehow lucked into 2 RBIs from the gods themselves. So it's 3-1 when the rookie Gustavo Campero drilled the 96 fastball directly down the middle. The 5'6" short king tied it with a big swing. Zach Neto, he made it back-to-back. That's his 2nd home run this year off of Tarek. So they have a little beef going on, or it's just like healthy competition. That's Neto's 17th home run. Riley, no second extra base hit for you, Mr. Zach Neto. That was a Superman catch if I've ever seen one. Joe Adell, did he go oppo? Yes, he did. Joe Adell has 24 home runs on the season, so it's 5-3 Angels when the pinch hitter, Matt Vierling, saved Detroit. So he belts out a 3-run home run for the W. It wasn't a walk-off. Kyle Finnegan, he's in again. He has 23 saves. That's a huge W for the Tigers. Huge because Cleveland has been on a hot streak, and they have one of the easier schedules in baseball these next few weeks. And they could have gotten within 5 games of first with the easy W over the White Sox. You had 2 doubles with ducks on a pond to get it to a 5 spot versus the former Indian/Guardian Aaron Savali. Silos drove in the first 2. The rookie CJ Kayfus cleared the bases. He had 2 doubles in this game. He's going to be so good. Silos, he had a 4 RBI game. He had his 3rd RBI on the single and a 4th after Brooks Baldwin unloaded on a 107-mile-per-hour home run. He has back-to-back games with the home run. Since when was Curtis Mead, the former top prospect for the Rays, a White Sox? I guess he was traded in the Adrian Hauser trade, the more you know. But yeah, the Guardians, they gave up a few more runs. CJ, he wrapped it up with a snag. The Guardians have won 4 in a row. They're 8-2 their last 10. I bring up Cleveland's record because a Yankees loss would mean Cleveland is just a half game back of the Yankees for that final wild card spot. Now, there's still 40+ games, so plenty of time left, but also like not a lot of time left. Altuve banged one out. And yes, I used banged on purpose because it doesn't work anymore. Stop booing the guy, especially now that Correa is back on the Astros. The Correa Altuve Astros are your daddy. Stop it. Now, New York did get back into it with a few singles after getting shredded by Hunter Brown over 5. Ben Rice and Aaron Judge, they clutched up. So it's 2-2. We're in the 10th. Boone said after the game that Bednar and Leiter were a no-go, so Devin was the only really option, and he was bad again. There was a wild pitch. Correa then golfed out a go-ahead flare, and I mean, what is going on? Taylor Trammell. This is the 4th home run allowed by Devin Williams his last 8 appearances. He's allowed 10 earned runs with 5 walks his last 8 2/3. He has an almost 5.8 ERA on the season. Fans were cursing out Aaron Boone in the stands. Josh Hader, on the other hand, had 2 clean innings to pick up his 6th W of the year. The Astros pick up a W on the same day that Cal Raleigh saved the Mariners, so the Astros are still a game and a half up for first place. I really got to break down this Devin Williams trade because the Yankees, they traded for Devin, and he basically made it known that he's probably not going to come back to the Yankees if he couldn't have his beard. So that's alleged, by the way. So the owner, Steinbrenner, he said, if it's affecting potential free agent signings, we're going to go ahead and remove it. So the beard policy went away. The Yankee way kind of went away at the same time. That's what fans are saying because they're not playing Yankee baseball, even though they kind of collapse around this time every single year, whether they have beards or not. But I digress. Devin now has 5 losses on the season and a near 6 ERA. Remember, they had to trade for McMahon because they traded away Caleb Durbin, the rookie who could have been playing third base or second base. I don't know if Jazz would have stayed at third base if Caleb was at second base. I think that Caleb would have been the third baseman, but the rookie has a 340 on base for the Brewers, the first place Brewers. And Devin, I mean, what do you even do with this guy? Yankees fans despise. I think I'm being nice when I say despise. They loathe his demeanor. Some fans have even, I've literally seen these comments, so I'm not tripping. They say that there's a lack of soul in his eyes, like a lack of competitiveness, and when they listen to his post game, they just feel like he's getting paid regardless. He's just here, and yeah, it kind of sucks that he's been bad, but there's just no emotion, and maybe that's just Devin Williams as a person.
Not making pitches. It's pretty simple. I stink right now. So yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's not something I'm used to. I really haven't struggled like this since probably 2018. Coming back from TJ.
Before we show Cruz versus Cruz, I'm not going to say their heights because you guys are going to go crazy in the comments. We for sure have to get into Hall of Famer versus Hall of Famer. So this is the second time that Scherzer and Kershaw have faced off. The first time was back in 2008. So every single year, usually a clip goes viral of Scherzer and Kershaw facing off in 08 because they replaced Randy and Greg. So Randy Johnson, Greg Maddux, 2 Hall of Famers, and they got replaced by 2 future Hall of Famers. Scherzer struck out Freddie. Davis Schneider had to run a long way. He tracks down the long fly ball from Will Smith and Teoscar. He chased, so Mad Max, he gets out of the big-time jam. Addison Barger, he is quickly becoming one of my favorite hitters to watch in all of baseball. He delivers for Max. That's a rocket single off of Kershaw, which was the only run allowed by Clayton. And shout out to Alex Freeman, the rookie, ran forever just like Davis Schneider. He keeps it 1-0. Ohtani's up at the dish. He doubled. And Mookie, he has 6 base hits with 3 extra base hits his last 3 games. He's seen the ball better. Maybe that standing ovation really did work. Kershaw, he allowed 1 run over 6 innings, 4 strikeouts. He picks up career win number 218 as Bo Bichette. He had a nice effort to try and nab someone at home, and Mookie, he secures a 3 RBI game. The Dodgers, maybe this is the turnaround? I don't know. Crazy saying that a first-place team might be going through a turnaround, but it's true. The Dodgers have not been good for the last month. Here we go. Cruz versus Cruz. Ellie versus Oneil Cruz. Oneil stepped up for his pitcher, Mitch Keller, twice. Once in the outfield to make sure it was only 1 run allowed in the second. And wait, we have a Statue of Liberty play? I guess it's interrupting Oneil Cruz's next clip. Stevenson, he split a gap, and Miguel Andujar kind of slowed up because he saw Henry Davis just standing still at home plate. He was faking it. He was standing there like, yeah, we're not even close. The relay's not even here. You can score. Psych. Here's Oneil again. He had an RBI double to left field. He did want 3 bases, but he holds up, so that means we can get a little moment with him and Ellie chopping it up at second base. And no, they are not brothers. Some people still think that they are in fact related. Chase Burns, he got mad. He tossed 99 paint twice to end the 4th inning. Stevenson got his RBI, and now Burns is back up a run. 2 more strikeouts. He ends his night with 100 miles an hour. He had 10 strikeouts, and get this, he has 57 strikeouts his first 34 innings. That's a 14.9 strikeouts per 9, but he's not going to get the W because Reynolds, he went down the right field line. Noelvi Marte took 9 years to get this baseball in, so 2 ended up scoring. Dennis Santana, he struck out his old Buccos teammate, Brian Hayes, for a 7th save. The Reds have lost 3 games in a row, which is very bad news for Reds fans because the Giants are hot on their tail in the wild card, and the Giants have barely been losing over the last week and a half. Rafi Big Scoops, he's back to scooping almost 430 feet for his 21st home run, his 6th as a Giant. Matt Chapman, that is a jam shot, almost broken bat RBI, and Willie, he beat the throw. Drew Gilbert, I had no idea that he was making his debut. It was almost a near disaster. He recovered, it was still the face plant. He just took a bad route. Maybe he was nervous, I don't know. Casey, he just schmitted on a baseball. Casey Schmidt has 13 home runs and a 115 OPS plus his last 96 games, which is an earth-shattering, but that's still pretty good production. Patrick Bailey, he gets the free RBI thanks to not a single soul covering home plate. Jung Hoo Lee, he could really just walk home if he wanted to. He scores standing. The Giants had an opener, and then they went to K-Wei Tang, who I think went 5 shutout out the pen, and the Giants, again, they've not lost a lot lately. They've won 3 in a row. The Reds are 3.5 games back of a wild card. The Giants are 4 games back. Now the Cardinals are making a push, and this is the best part. It's because Jordan Walker has been hitting like a super prospect. It's 1-0 on his 108-mile-per-hour single. Shout out to Dansby because he saved 2 runs from scoring. Now, later in the 4th, we had a mini umpire moment. Kids dressing up as an umpire never gets old, and I wanted to give this kid some shine, and this cracked me up. So when there was a pop-up, he quickly pulled off his mask. I mean, that was hilarious. The Cardinals, they grabbed a few more from Michael McGravy, who carved his way through 6 shutout. He has a 1.2 walks per 9, his first 70 innings in the big league, so he has some of the best command in baseball. Maybe sometimes too much command, but whatever. The Cubs bullpen graphic was shown, and so you kind of already knew what was coming. Another run scored off the Cubs bullpen. Jordan Walker, he blasted off. That's his first since May. He's batting .340 though his last 17 games. Pedro Paz had a multi-hit game. There's an RBI. The Cardinals are 4.5 games back of the wild card. The Padres have been playing some great baseball lately, and hearing that literally meant nothing to the Red Sox, like literally nothing. Massa, he needed this game bad because he's trying to get the rust off, and it's been a ton of rust. There's a long sac fly, and oh no, a bad pickoff handed the Red Sox a 2nd run, and you're about to see one of the meatiest meatballs ever thrown, ever. Blitzball, Little League, backyard baseball, Wii baseball. Wilyer Abreu destroyed one of the meatiest hanging curveballs I've ever seen. He's up to 21 home runs, 64 RBIs, 11 defensive run saves, 7 outs above average, and Walker Buehler, he was great. He blanked the Padres over 6. Everything was working. He's down to a 3.2 ERA his last 6 starts. Connor Wong, the baseball gods had mercy on his soul. They finally opened the baseball. Pearly Gates, a 3-run double. That's Connor Wong's first base hit of 2025 with runners in scoring position. That doesn't even seem real. Massa, on a ball that was almost at the mesosphere in the zone, he swats it out for a home run. The Red Sox are 24-8 their last 32 games. They are playing some of their best baseball in a while. A ton of people are starting to think that it could very well be a Boston-Philly World Series, which honestly would be pretty sick, not gonna lie. Schwarber bombs are back, and I mean back, 445 feet. That's his first base hit ever off of Merrill Kelly. Christopher Sanchez gave up the lead to Josh Young, but his offense, of course, had his back. Brandon Marsh remembered he's good at hitting baseballs. He had a 126, almost a 130 OPS plus 2 years ago. That's a 2-run bullet to increase his batting average to. He's batting .516 with 10 extra base hits his last 11 games. Kelly walked 5? Trea loves hearing that because he plated 2 of those walks, and Trea has been insane lately. Wait until his second swing. Sanchez, he's been on a Jake Arrieta-like run, 6 strikeouts over 6. He has a 2 ERA since his first start of May, and we're about to set a MLB recap and channel record. Sorry, my friend Bryson stopped with the 2-run double. Trea lifted off for a 3-run home run. Crazy enough, that is Trea Turner's first home run since June 20th or something like that. The Phillies, I've said this before and I'll say it another time, they're a wagon. Merrill Kelly's old team had an easy day at the office with Colorado in town. Blaze Alexander, still one of my favorite names in baseball. He ripped a base-clearing double down the left field line, and then he homered 30 minutes later. Now, I do want to show this real quick for Rockies fans because Warming Bernabel, again, another one of my favorite names in baseball, he doubled ahead of Kairos. Kyle Karros. He is the son of the Dodgers legend Eric Karros, and He got a base hit. Nice. Blaze Alexander's second home run of the year got his OPS plus back over 100. And Corbin Carroll, he wants that new career high in home runs that we were talking about yesterday. Back-to-back games with the home run. He has 24. He's one away from tying his career high of 25. Zach Gallen looked like Zach Gallen again. I know it was against the Rockies, but anytime you go 6 innings in the big leagues with just 4 base hits with 6 strikeouts, it's still awesome, and hoping that he keeps it up for 2026. Speaking of keeping things up for 2026, Adley Rutschman just hit his first home run in the second half and only his 9th of the season, but honestly with how loud it got and just the way that the team has been carrying itself, it felt like his 30th home run. Mountcastle, his first at bat in 2 months, he makes it back-to-back with Adley. They forgot to put the logo on his helmet, by the way. I was looking at wait, do the City Connects for the Orioles not have a logo? But they do. They just forgot it, of course, for the guy coming back. Tomoyuki Sagano had 4 strikeouts, and he got some help from Kobe Mayo as Mayo flew into the netting in foul territory. Sagano went 7 innings with just 1 earned run allowed. Now, the bullpen almost lost it as Kurtz, he got on and then scored on the Tyler Soderstrom knock, but Keegan Egan, he logged it down in the 9th for his 2nd save of the year. The Orioles, with the help of Adley Rutschman and that huge home run, they've won 2 in a row. Edward Cabrera has been MLB The Show 21 future stars good lately. And by the way, speaking of MLB The Show, make sure you guys go subscribe to Fuzzy Gaming. I've been posting a lot of MLB The Show as of late. It's been really fun, just kind of making a comeback. So yeah, Fuzzy Gaming, see you over there. Xavier Edwards continues to be one of the most underrated bats and players in all of baseball. He has 9 hits his last 3 games and 209 base hits with 51 stolen bases his last 169 games. And at second base, playing way better defense, 3 outs above average there this year. Jacob Marcy, this kid cannot get out. It's an RBI double. He has 6 extra base hits and 5 RBI his first 8 games. Troy Johnston, that's an RBI. And Heriberto, I keep saying Heriberto, but the broadcast said Heriberto. He's turning into a stud. 2 more base hits. He has 7 home runs, a .311 batting average, and a 147 OPS plus his first 44 games. Now it's time for, I guess they call him Cabby, Edward Cabrera. He punched out 11 Braves. I'm going to show all 11. He has a 1.95 ERA with 81 strikeouts his last 73 innings. The Marlins are 1 game away from being back to 500. They're 5.5 games back of the wild card. And even if they don't make it this year, Marlins fans better be hyped about 2026 and beyond. Peter Bendix, the guy that people were calling nerd and they were kind of bullying him online, he's cooking. So, Luke Keeschel of the Twins might actually be baseball Jesus Christ himself. This game kickstarted with some solo home runs from Yaz and Wallner. Matt Wallner, I think, dented this baseball 435 feet the other way. He has 9 home runs and almost 1,000 OPS his last 28 games. Keeschel with the inside-out RBI. He's not done yet. Jeffers, he collected a 10-game hitting streak as he drives in Mickey Gasper, another one of my favorite names in baseball. And here's Luke again. Keeschel dropped in an RBI dunker. He has 13 base hits and 10 RBIs his first 10 big league games. Cody Clemens, brother in Christ. If he was playing in the same era as his dad, Roger, I mean, he'd probably get drilled in the head. Honestly, in his next at-bat, this was 30 years ago because he pimped it to outer space. And if that's outer space, what's this one? 460 feet to Galactus or something like that. Bobby Witt Jr. is the Silver Surfer. He does herald Galactus. Jeffers had 3 base hits. He got on base 4 times. Royce Lewis, man, I've been really enjoying what the Twins and Marlins have been doing lately. It's been kind of impressive. The Twins, they've won 3 in a row. And what if they fix James Outman and Taj Bradley? They're going to be pretty good next year. And there it is, another recap in the books. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek as well as Underdog Fantasy. And again, go subscribe to Fuzzy Gaming. It's been a ton of fun over there. Enjoy the web gems.
And a smash off the bat of Colt Keith. Good play by Christian Moore. Broken back grounder. Tackled. Cole Young gets the out. Bueller. Fly ball. Well hit to right. The Braves backing up, and leaps up, and he's got it. Back to Keegan. Look what I found. On run for Lourdes. He's got the rolling catch. Garcia reaches out and makes the play.